live right now. We are in the internet, 30 frames per second. You can see us in FPS. Darren looks like a potato because of the internet issues.
You son of a bitch.
But
I just threw my phone on the floor because of that.
it's okay. We still love you though. So it is some episode that I cannot remember because that is my job and I don't do it very well.
Stop.
It is. I don't even know. Honestly, I have no idea because I'm like I just closed everything down really quickly and didn't look.
I think it's probably a good number.
I think it's like 268,
I think it might be 269.
269. Ooh,
I think it might be.
let's find out as I slowly make it there.
It's hard to know though.
It is.
Because like you, I do not keep track. What I do is I continue to show up, put the microphone in front of my face, and talk into it. And look into your brown eyes, Anthony. That's what I do. I do not count numbers. What it do, Anthony? It's fucking love and chokes, baby.
It is love and chokes.
We out here.
It is.
We out here. I've spent this week studying more jujitsu than I've probably studied in a long time.
Nice.
I've watched a great deal of Gordon Ryan's instructionals.
Nice.
Like a lot.
I believe that.
Like a lot.
I totally believe that.
I've been thinking about that and some of the wrestling grips that I've been learning in passing and how they combine into like things that could make the systems work better for me. Right? Like noticing that like I don't think I've ever grabbed a collar tie in a way that was more effective than the way I'm grabbing it now. Which is a tiny detail, right? It's like a tiny thing. But like every single match starts out on the feet. And every single match, I'm looking for a collar tie, honestly.
Yeah.
It makes me feel like I can get started, like I'm comfortable with it. But I was taking a tie that was inferior to what I know now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can see that.
So I was actively seeking something that wasn't even that good.
Yeah, that happens all the time, dude.
Yes. It's a common thing in all sports, right?
Yeah.
But once you see like a path and you're like, oh, I was doing this when I could have been doing that. And all of a sudden, like, it starts to accelerate things. You start picking things up faster. And like, I don't know. I just feel really charged up right now about training and learning.
I feel you on that. Do you get angry when you find things like, whoa, why are you hiding this from me, bro? Like, what? Like, you ever feel like that? Where like, like you just see something and it's like, why was this hidden? Like, why is this not like?
There've been a couple times where I've been like, where the fuck was this?
Right.
Like, why didn't I know this?
Right.
Yeah.
It's like it makes me mad.
But I try to stay out of that mindset because I think it can be really damaging and limiting. But like, it's not like that doesn't fucking happen to me. Like,
Right.
Definitely. I'll get resentful over new information.
Yeah. Like, ugh, like, why didn't I know about this earlier? I would stop doing my trash stuff and start doing some doper stuff.
Right. Exactly.
It's gross.
So yeah, that's what I felt about my collar tie. Well, when you find out that one thing that you do all the time is trash, you just gotta dump it. Like I don't feel attached to things, so like it doesn't shatter my world. Like I remember the first time I trained with my man Henry. When I got out of that lesson, Donald's like, I have a text on my phone. It's like, yo, call me. And I call him, and he's like, yo, are you okay? Are you good? And I'm like, yeah, dude. Like I'm good. Like he's like, are you sure? I'm like, yes, but I understand why you're asking. Like, because that's one of those moments. The first time you train with somebody and they do everything differently.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, fuck. Like, I don't even know what I'm doing, right? But I already felt like I had been successful. And I knew I didn't know what I was doing, right? I never felt like I have the best path to anything. I just knew that certain things that worked for me in certain moments, but I was completely aware that there were all these other moments where shit didn't work.
Yeah.
Like, you win one tournament doesn't mean you know everything. And if you, even during that tournament, you made mistakes.
Yeah.
Bad shit happened. Right? Like, so like no one ever remembers that when they're talking about themselves, or they'll be like, well, yeah, like I know what I'm doing. It's like, no, dude, you don't know what you're doing. It's like that joke about becoming a grown up. And it's like when I'm a grown up, then I'll know everything. And it's like, then you become a grown up and you're like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. It's
I didn't even know I was a grown up.
It's no different.
Yeah.
It's no different than being a black belt or being an expert at something. Like, now you know enough to know that you don't know what the fuck is going on. That's all you know. Like, now you know enough to know that you need a lot more knowledge.
It's pretty wild. It's pretty wild.
It's the realest shit. It's the realest shit.
Makes me so mad.
So, other things that are wild. How about changes in the UFC fight cards? How about these
Oh,
billboards that I see by the highway when I'm on my way to go teach? Those billboards got to get changed out, dog.
inaccurate information on the streets.
Yeah, they're basically spreading lies in the streets. Like
Yeah.
these billboards are really they're no longer advertising tools, they're now spreaders of lies.
Yeah.
Because they advertise a fight that is no longer happening, Anthony.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about Mr. Kamaru Usman was supposed to take on Gilbert Burns, and Gilbert Burns, as it turns out, has tested positive for COVID, and as a result of that, has been removed from the card. Now, this is a title fight,
Yeah.
and because I think it's a title fight, they made a call quickly to try to get another guy in there and make this title fight happen. And the guy they called was Jorge Masvidal.
Mm-hmm.
Masvidal was quickly set into the protocol, like he's got to get tested and all that, and then thrown into quarantine and then possibly on a plane. He passed his test, and he has started his travels toward Abu Dhabi, toward Yas Island, aka Fight Island,
Mm-hmm.
and will take on Kamaru Usman for the belt. And it's a funny thing. It's like when he was sitting out, it looked like to a lot of people, a lot of the MMA media, they were being very critical of that decision. Like they're like, oh, like he shouldn't sit out, he shouldn't hold out for money, and da 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 da. And like, I think it's because I saw him talking to Brett Okamoto about his early days, and maybe not even necessarily that early, but talking about living in a Bonneville, like a fucking Bonneville that was like from the 70s, like one of the long ones,
Right.
and parking in the parking lot by the gym, and him being like the first guy at the gym, and everyone's like, oh, you're so dedicated, and he's like, I live in that car. Like, I'm here because where else would I be?
Right.
And but living that, right, living through those times, and then sitting out, and then getting the call that's like, yo, you want to fight for that world title? Like, he's living Dusty Rhodes' Hard Times promo right now. Like, he's living it. He's living Dusty Rhodes' Hard Times promo.
With a
Like,
caveat. With a
with that
strong
weight.
caveat. With a strong caveat.
with that weight, I got what I wanted. Ric Flair, the world's heavyweight champion. Like, that's exactly what's happening to Masvidal. Like, he had to sit out, and because he sat out, he got what he wanted.
Yeah.
And it's just a wonderful thing. It's a
It
wonderful
is.
thing that right now Masvidal is carrying on the Dusty Rhodes tradition of having them hard time blues, being in the fucking Bonneville, and now you're on a private jet on your way to fight for a world title. Like, shout out to that guy. Good for him.
Yeah. It's a great thing that he is getting to fight, but this fight doesn't matter to him.
What?
This fight is not important. This fight is like
What do you mean?
this fight is the small battle that he won, that he got what he wanted. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if he wins or loses this fight. Doesn't matter.
Why do you say this?
Because I'm like, dude, he literally he doesn't really want the belt. He wants the money. He wants the bag. He said the belt is cool and all, but I want the bag. I want.
Yeah,
that.
but they go hand in hand, and I understand the sentiment. I do.
Yeah,
But like, they go hand in hand.
I get.
Like, if you don't get the belt, you don't get the next bag.
You don't get the next
right?
bag.
The next bag won't be as heavy. Like, it'll be as heavy as you continue to build a name for yourself. But the bag, the security is the belt, because the belt comes with the bag. Especially if you've already built a name for yourself, right?
Right.
But the second that you don't have a belt, you lose that kind of security. So like,
Wow.
I do understand the sentiment though, like, especially when you understand his perspective. Like, I came from here, I'm trying to get here, I'm trying to get money. Money
Right.
feeds my family, belts don't feed my family. I get that. But that belt, if you have it, guarantees a certain amount for that next bag that without it you may not get.
Well, I agree with you, except that this mother effer made a mother effer belt. So it doesn't really matter if he has the belt or not, once again, because he can make his own spectacle, literally. He can be like, yo.
You can't always do that though. That was a unique situation.
You tell me you can't do that. I mean, you have the flares.
I didn't say you can't do it. I said you can't always do that.
Right.
I don't know if he's going to ever get to defend that belt. I don't
Probably,
think it's a defendable belt.
probably
It was
not.
an event.
Probably
It's
not.
not a championship that gets defended and carried around. Like,
No, it
a
is.
moment.
It is
It's
carried
like one of
around.
those medals you get in Pride after you win. Like
Right. I get what
you
you're
don't
saying.
defend that medal.
I get what you're saying, but the belt is a symbol. The belt can be that symbol for him in that moment, and then he can make it into another belt. Because even if he loses this fight, he gets another 5-round fight for a main event. You want to know why? Because Masvidal will say something crazy. He will do something crazy. Something crazy will happen in that in from now to the next fight, which will propel him into a main event. And with that main event, all he has to do is throw up that belt. Like, if you want this belt, we can fight it. We weren't fighting for my belt. We were fighting for the champion's belt, but I don't care about the champion's belt. I care about the baddest motherfucker. And if you ain't the baddest motherfucker, I don't fuck with you. So come on out. Come out and fight me. So that's how you sell his next fight. So right now he's straight. And honestly, the best part about it is that he can still make super fights, so he doesn't need that belt. He can just all he has to do is just draw money. Like, that's the best part about it. You don't need that belt to draw money. If you talk that talk and you get the super fights that you want, nobody cares. Nobody. The belt doesn't mean anything. That money's gonna talk for you, and it's gonna be like, oh yeah, like, I'm not a champ, but I'm fighting champ people. They want to come fight me because you know why? I'm number one moneymaker. Oh yeah, your boy Conor McGregor, he's taking a nap. I'm number one now. I kind of run this show. If you want to come get this belt, you little Irish person, come fight me. And that's how you set it up, because that makes the most sense. That's honestly not a bad way to put it.
So what you want to have happen?
I'm not wanting it. It's gonna happen.
Oh yeah, this is what I'm saying you want. This is what I'm saying you want.
Let's not. Hold on. It's not want. It's what's gonna happen.
Because you're racist. That's what I heard you say.
I'm not saying I want Kamaru to win. I barely know anybody from Nigeria, so I'm not interested in this dude. Barely. Like,
Except for, well, a couple people.
Yeah, my
they're
dad.
Just key. They're
Yeah,
just...
my dad. Like, my ancestors come from Nigeria, but that's about it. Like,
I
don't know
now
anybody.
We know the truth.
I'm not Igbo. I'm not Igbo. I'm Igbo. I don't be saying that to people. Like, my dad says that. I don't say that. I'm like, nah, dog. I'm Haitian and I'm American and I'm black. That's about it. I don't go that far back. I'm not like.
See, but you have so much culture. At least you can go to an island and be like, that's me.
Yeah, I could.
It's like, this general region is what I got. I'm like, Africa.
You can spit in a tube and figure it out, dude. You might find out that you got some Apache. You got some.
Spit in a tube.
Yeah, spit in a tube, dude. That's fine.
That would be a whole episode in itself.
I would not. I will not be there for that episode, by the way.
Why?
I would not, because it'd just be like 20 minutes of like fan service, and then like the rest would actually be a podcast. So like call me in after when you're ready to do the podcast. I don't want to be there for the fan service.
What does that mean?
It's like, hey baby, watch this. I'm about to just. Oh, you see that long slob right there?
Whoa.
You say, like, you're not gonna go out and say it like that, but you'll ham it up for the camera in the way you do it, where it's subtle nods to the world. And the thing is that I'm already so on the inside of the joke that I can't be there for it, because it's gonna be so bad for me. I'm like, oh my god, I gotta watch this man.
Anthony, I would do no such thing.
The jokes are all there.
I mean, I could do that right now if I so chose.
You chose, and I just have to turn my back to you like this and take off the headphones.
But I wouldn't do that to you. Though I did enjoy showing my feet when I realized it freaks you out. I did enjoy doing that, but I wasn't even doing that for the people. Like, and when I say the people, I mean the perverts. I wasn't doing that for the pervs. I was doing that to literally show what was happening.
I get that, but because that's not your MO. That's not your number one move. That's not your first move. There are first moves that you have, and I would say, I'm not going to give it away, but you know, the tube thing is a number one move of yours from what I've been told.
You're being quiet.
So I'm just
saying too much. Kayfabe.
Kayfabe. That's right.
Kayfabe should be enforced.
All right, fine. Kayfabe. All right, Alexander Volkanovski is fighting Max Holloway.
Look at that cut off. Look at that.
Max Holloway has been training via Zoom supposedly, and I think that's.
Well, did Max Holloway cut his hair yet?
I don't think so.
Everybody on the internet was bagging on Max because in like one of the embedded or in one of the countdowns, they showed his hair, and his hair was like straight quarantine hair, right? Like mine was in the beginning of the quarantine. Like it's shorter now.
Yeah.
But it needs a cut right now. Like if I were a vain person, today would be haircut day. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like right at the stage where it might start to curl. And like that means it's long. It needs to go away. Like that means I might be able to pull it. And if I can pull my hair, it's bad news. It's bad news. For the piece of the audience that doesn't know, I have a couple psychological issues.
Yeah, I know. And they're starting to rub off on me. Like I'm finding hair all over the
What?
place now.
And one of them is called trichotillomania, and it's the act of compulsively pulling out one's hair. And I used to have like in my teens, in my early 20s, I had this like big ass afro,
Hmm.
and I had always pulled my hair out, but I didn't even notice it until like the afro revealed it to me. Like my hair had been short enough, and I had cut it regularly enough that I didn't notice it. And I was so young that like if I had pulled out a whole patch, the motherfucker grew back,
Right.
right? But like I was pulling out the hair in the back of my afro, and it was
Whoa.
like breaking off. It wasn't pulling all the way out. So like there was a piece of my hair that had like a hole in it, basically, right? Where you could see that like I had done something weird. And when I noticed it, I shaved my head. And I've been keeping my hair short ever since.
Amazing.
Um, so yeah. So if I can pull my hair, it's not a good thing.
Yeah.
So we keep that shit short in the streets.
Yeah. No, I feel you. But he still
Also reveal.
has his hair. It looks like everybody still has their hair. It looks like, except for
You still rocking that quarantine hair?
yeah, I think he is.
I bet he gets it cut before the fight.
I'm sure. I'm sure. Let's see.
But yeah, Max versus Volkanovski.
Did you heard that though, right? That he's trained via
Wait,
Zoom.
Okay, I heard this. I know that he said this on ESPN.
Hmm.
But I don't even understand how that would work. I like just complete isolation. Is that the cause?
That's yeah. Like he's saying,
Like-
basically, he's saying that because of how strict the laws are in Hawaii for like opening businesses, that they weren't really allowed to be like in like going to the gym.
I see.
Yeah.
I hear a lot of that is because they do so much agriculture there that they don't want anyone spreading. Like if you fly in there, it's that 2-week rule.
Yeah.
Like
It's
you're
mandated.
in quarantine for 2 fucking weeks
Yeah.
until they know for a fact you're not sick. Which I mean, is strict, but it's a strange time. It's a time for strict ideas. I think if we're gonna talk about the sports idea, right?
Yeah.
I'm not certain about what we should do in terms of our real lives because that's just too big of a topic for me to try to unpack. But if we're gonna try to have sporting events during a time where we have all these rules, we have to accept all of them and follow them to like the nth fucking degree. So like, I think it makes sense that he would have chosen to completely isolate, you know,
Right.
including from his barber.
Yeah. It's very silly.
He was like, "I'll holler at you soon, but I can't talk to you right now, dog. You can guide me through a self cut on Zoom."
Like honestly, if thank goodness for Masvidal stepping in, because honestly, I would say this card would be unwashable if it was really true that A, Kamaru Usman was out of the fight. There's no fight for Kamaru Usman, and B, Max Holloway was literally just like the main event was like, oh, I'm a guy who just like kind of like had my girlfriend hold pads while my coach watched. Said, but good job. Like
I mean, who knows? Who knows?
I know it's
Like, there's a lot of people who have the idea that most of training, right, is psychological once you're at the skill level.
right.
That like, yes, timing and all that matters, but a lot of that comes from like you believing in yourself. And that if you don't train, then you don't have access to that belief because you have no data on why you should fucking believe yourself, right?
Right.
But if push came to shove, like if Max Holloway was walking down the street and a dude that was a clone of Alexander Volkanovski slapped him in the face and they had to scrap right now,
He would fight. Yeah.
he would fight. So it's like, and his skill level would be there, and you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's like that to me. So I think it's very possible that he could be reasonably prepared, given the fact that he was already prepared, right?
Yeah.
But I don't suggest that like if you were an Emmy, you're like, all right, I'm gonna train in my garage for 3 weeks and I'm gonna send some videos to my friends. And I'm gonna go out and fight. Well, you don't have enough experience to draw upon to pull that off. Where someone like Max Holloway, as long as he has the cardio shape to do it, already has the fight IQ and style, like instilled in his body. You know what I mean? Like he just has to have enough training that he believes in himself so that he can get the timing he needs to get the things off that he uses, and that's it. So I don't think that the fact that he didn't train in a traditional sense means that like he's gonna go out and get murked or mollywopped. I think that he can do just as well either way. Obviously, ideal circumstances would be better,
Yeah.
right? But I don't think it's gonna make sure that or make it so that it's impossible for him to do a good job.
Yeah.
And And then with the Kamaru fight, the fact that they set it as the headliner, I think, makes it so that it would have felt catastrophic, right?
Yeah.
Because you have 3 title fights there,
Mm-hmm.
and you could technically put them in any fucking order you want to. They seem to want to put them in weight order,
Yeah.
right? So you'll go 35 pounders, 45 pounders, and then the fucking 70 pounders. But it didn't have to be that way. You could move Peter Yan and Jose to the main event. Jose Aldo is a fucking worldwide name.
Yeah, that's true.
The problem is that Peter Yan isn't, right? But you could argue that Kamaru Usman isn't, right?
Yeah.
That he needed the other half of the card too.
Yeah.
And now he's got a better dance partner on paper. I think Gilbert did enough to deserve to be there, obviously, but it's not like he's a household name.
Nope.
Where Masvidal puts on a robe and walks around and everybody knows who the fuck he is.
Yeah.
So, like, it worked out better at the end of the day. The only person I'm truly bummed for is Frankie Edgar. His fight's totally off.
So is it totally off?
That's what I heard.
Really? Okay.
I heard that they're not gonna find a replacement for Munoz. Pedro Munoz. They're not gonna find a replacement for him. That fight's gone. Now I could be wrong, but that's what I heard.
Okay.
And that sucks. And hopefully they would still pay him show money. But I don't think they have to. I think they have a good relationship though.
Let's see.
Like Frankie's one of those dudes that shows up for them. You know what I mean?
Right. No, I get that. But the only reason why I say it's probably going to still happen, only because it's so far out. It's still so far out.
Oh yeah, when is out?
That's next week. This is next week. It's next Wednesday.
That's not far out.
That's far. I mean, they got Masvidal. They got Masvidal in less than a couple days.
I know. I'm just saying that's not far out.
I'm just saying, but like
That's
you
not far
know,
away.
for like to get the situation on hand, and there's so many people that are ready to put their like name in the hat. Like I don't.
People have been stepping up,
Yeah, like they have.
especially the locals.
Yeah, like literally, like who's been tweeting at Frankie? It's been Aljamain Sterling,
Oh shit.
Ricky Simon. I don't even know if it's Simone or Simon. So I think it's Simone.
Simone.
Yeah, because of the accent on the O. You have Cheeto Vera. You have Cody Stammen.
Everybody's saying they're trying to get in there.
Yeah, Jimmy Rivera.
Well, that's a lot of folks to choose from.
Yeah.
Cody just fought, and he had a great performance. And I think we spoke about that a little bit. He was going through a lot of things. Like he had a death in his family that he had to deal with while he was training for that fight. And I mean, very, very close to the fight as well. So not a lot of time to process the fact that you're stepping into a big stage and a big thing is happening in your family's life, and you can't really be there the same way that you would normally be there. There's a lot to think about.
Right.
And he pulled that off in spectacular fashion. And if he's trying to get back in there, I would love to see him get that opportunity. Because there'll be a lot of eyes on him. Because he already has that story of being successful under a great deal of adversity, and they can tell that story to the world as he's going to fight Frankie. So if he feels ready to go, I like that.
I think
I would throw Cody in there.
Cody said he literally said hey, I had one of the best fights of my life on 2 weeks' notice.
Hey man, didn't they do a quick turnaround on Cowboy like that one time? Like where he had a fight and then 3 weeks fucking later he fought again.
Yeah,
I feel like he's done that.
Yeah. I literally think it was he fought what's his face, Robbie Lawler, and then got clipped by either it was Darren Till or it was not Eve Edwards. What's that guy's name?
No.
Not Eve Edwards, the other guy. The 3-piece in a soda that got it from.
Masvidal?
Yeah, no.
Or the guy that got it.
Got it from
Leon Edwards.
Leon Edwards. There you go.
So they've shown that they're willing to do quick turnarounds on people, and Dana talks about wanting to keep people in the fucking mix, you know. So Cody's trying to get in there, and somebody can't show up. Throw him in there. Throw him in there. Tell his story to the world. Put him in there against a top flight guy who everybody knows, a former world champion. That's a great opportunity,
Yeah.
and good on him for trying to get it, because he doesn't have to try to do that. In fact, who in their right fucking mind would try to do that?
Not many people.
He could be chilling right now. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
He could be chilling right now. And if he's like, you know what, Frankie Edgar, that's an opportunity. I'm trying to get it. Then I'm trying to see him get it too.
Yeah. So it was funny enough. So it was Matt Brown, and then he beat Matt Brown, and then a month later he lost to Jorge Masvidal.
Okay. So it was a month.
Yeah, it was a month.
Yeah, and this will be about that too, right? This will be about a month.
Let's see. I think so. Yeah. Seems about right.
Dude, let's get it. I'm
Yeah.
crossing my fingers. I'm crossing my fingers. I hope that works out for him. Um, you named a couple other guys that were in the mix there too, who I think would be good fights, good opponents, but I'm rooting for Cody for the reasons I've already stated.
Yeah.
Um, let's keep going down that card. So there's the 3 title fights,
Yep.
and I'm gonna tell you picks, which I never do.
So who do you have for the?
I'm gonna go with picks.
What do you want to start from, top or bottom?
Let's start at the bottom of the card.
All
Yeah.
right, you gonna go prelims or main event only?
Main card only.
Okay, let's see. There's another. All right, that's pretty good. All right, so we got Paige
Card only.
versus Amanda Ribas. Paige Van Zant versus Amanda Ribas.
Ribas, yeah. I'm gonna go Ribas, and I'm gonna say by second round finish.
TKO.
I don't know. I'm gonna say finish though. I'm gonna say that fight ends in a finish. I don't know if it's a TKO. But yeah, I see that fight ending by finish.
I see.
And that's like mystical shit.
Uh,
That's not like, oh, I did the math. It's like, I just did like a in my mind. I didn't go and do math on this one. I think Amanda Ribas has the tools to beat Paige. And I know that the UFC likes her and that like she's good for business, you know?
yeah.
But I don't see her winning this fight.
Oh, actually, they don't like her. And
Well, didn't she just say like some shit how like I could make more money if I had a regular job? I did more on Dancing with the Stars.
I could be an
Da-
Instagram.
da- da- da, shit like that.
Yeah.
But these are facts.
Yeah. Well, she did say
These
that,
are
but
facts.
you think she's gonna fight out? I'm trying to think if this was like. I think she's gonna test the free market. So they're like, see you, nerd. We don't care about you.
Well-
You're 8-4. See you later, buddy.
Well,
Yeah, I think Amanda Ribas is gonna decision her third, just a decision. Majority decision.
but still, like before these comments, they liked putting her on TV.
Oh, yeah,
For the
yeah,
same
yeah.
reason they liked putting her on Dancing with the fucking Stars.
Yeah, she's a pretty person.
You know?
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. And to her credit, right? Like I'm not putting her over that hard, but she has shown herself to be durable. Like she didn't go in there, get punched once, and run away. See what I mean?
Yeah.
Like she's shown herself to be a durable fighter, an actual competitive athlete in that cage, and she has a look that they love.
Yeah.
You know. And now she's talking, and maybe they're feeding her to Amanda Ribas. Like
Maybe. I just hopefully, at the very least, I do not want to see 27 switch kicks in a row. I do not want to see 27 switch kicks in a row. Like, I'm sorry, like last time, that was the only thing she threw. Like, I get your arm is broken and all, but like you had another hand. You could like throw a punch or something.
whoa, that's
like-
very critical.
I'm like just saying, like, hey, let's not just see like this. Say like it's
It's
like you know,
a funny sentence.
it's like
I know your arm is broken, but I'm gonna need to see some very techniques. All right, I'm sick of seeing the same move.
like yeah, like it's like yeah, like you know, like, yeah, you beat JoJo with the switch kick. It's great and all, I think, but like
Well, people look to recreate things they've already done, right?
yeah, but don't do that to
Like they've
don't-
had the sensation of it working before,
Yeah.
and especially when you're in a moment where you're desperate, you're likely to go to the well too many times on something that's worked for you in the past.
yeah, don't do that.
It's just a normal psychology. People do that all the fucking time.
Yeah, don't do that. Like, if you want to make money, don't do that.
Don't do that.
Yeah. Next up, we got the rematch.
You're like, I'm done.
Yeah, I'm done. Rematch. The Jessica Andrade, that nice little KO. See you later, nerd. With
Whoa.
no, it was crazy. That was some straight up.
There was nothing nice about that KO.
There was literally nothing. It was like, hey, do you want to not breathe anymore? Cool. Watch this.
All right, so let's describe the KO to those who haven't seen
Let's
it.
not describe it. Let's find it.
You want to find it on something that it's shareable on, like something like
Yeah, YouTube.
Instagram, or we can do it on YouTube.
I mean, I'm just gonna I'm gonna put it in the description, like watch this video, and then B, I'm gonna put it in the let's see, Jessica Andrade.
You're like, and I'm gonna do a dirty little screen. It's one of the most violent slam knockouts I've ever seen.
Oh, for sure. Ooh, I cannot wait to show this to the people.
Like when I saw it, and I'm a fan, right? Like I'm a fan, and I was like worried when I saw that slam. It freaked me the fuck out. It freaked me the fuck out. I was like, I hope this woman is okay. Like, and I really think that she's such a positive fucking source for inspiration for sports. Like, and people like to use the phrase like she's such a good inspiration for women. Like, she's a good inspiration for human beings.
Oh shit! No,
Like,
go away, come back.
all right, here we go. You're gonna make me watch my fucking one of my heroes get crushed on her head. You son of a bitch, Anthony! I fucking hate you. Oh God, Jesus Christ! Take it away! Take it away! Take it away!
We're done,
I'd
bro.
rather watch a beheading. Okay, like I'd rather watch the darkest things on the internet. Like, download Tor browser right now, and I'm good. Like I can watch whatever fucking videos you pull up. If you pull up Rose getting slammed on her head again, I'll seriously just start fucking bawling on the goddamn podcast, and we don't need that again.
Oh, I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it for myself right now because I was making some movements to make it look weird for the like little video capture thing for YouTube. So I want to watch. I
So
wanna
they
watch
couldn't
it.
fucking. You were slipping them punches.
I was basically just moving your face around like in like the corners and like in the area, so like at least it's different.
Oh man.
But yeah,
Yeah. So that's a catastrophic slam, and the fight was competitive before that slam occurred. So I would like to see that rematch. And I obviously I want to see Rose win because I like seeing Rose win.
yeah, Rose is your spirit animal.
Whoa.
I'm saying, man, hey bro, you guys have the same weird energy.
You shut your mouth. There's nothing weird about my energy, sir.
If you get them both drunk enough, they like the same girls if you ask.